devote some special attention to leaps in third species. In second species, we talked about how there were more larger leaps. You've got the time, you've got enough notes to accommodate them without becoming leapy, and you've got enough time because you're still moving fairly slowly in those half notes. So if second species was the leapier species, third species, we're going to pull way back in our use of leaps. And the reason is because of the faster motion. We just don't have as much time to make those leaps. Remember, we're thinking of these hypothetical untrained chorals or minimally trained choral singers in some monastery somewhere in the Renaissance. You want to keep things simple. So you'll notice there are fewer leaps in general, especially there are fewer leaps that are larger than a perfect fifth. We do have some. As it happens, these both have octave leaps. This one even has an ascending octave leap, quite saliently there, even into a relatively strong beat. So it's not that you don't use leaps, it's not that you don't use large leaps, it's just that you don't have as many of them. You want to make sure that the line still feels mainly conjunct, that it feels very singable. Unlike second species, we're not going to leap twice in the same direction. So first and third species are the same in that. 2 leaps consecutively should be small, not in the same direction. Second species is the only one where we leap twice in the same direction. A new point to think about is that we like it in third species to have leaps change direction. That is, the leap itself is a change of direction. We're used to the idea that a larger leap likes to change direction. A leap of a sixth or an octave really needs to come back by step. So we change direction after the leap. But notice how many of these, when we do have a leap, even a small one, we were going up and then the leap is down. Here's an exception to that, and we haven't been, it's a very small. We're going up, we go continue up, we were going up and then we leap down. We were going down and then we leap up and so forth. So changing direction into the leap. So the leap itself represents a change of direction relative to what we were doing before, is something that we like to see. Especially if the leap is somewhat larger. That is to say, especially, sorry, in my notes I don't have a specific limit there. I'll have to get back to you in class on that. One thing there is a specific guideline for is, suppose you don't change direction. How long can you have been going stepwise previous to a change of direction? The limit that we're normally going to try and adhere to is 3 notes, and we see that right down here. So, not that bad is that. So, da da dee ba 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 da. There, I hit a high point, I start going down. I have 3 notes stepwise in the same direction, and then a little leap. So 3 notes stepwise followed by a little leap of a third. That's okay. You don't want more than that. In general, you want to avoid this big rushing motion down, and then you leap and go even farther down. So ba da da ba da da dee dee dee. We actually see a bit of an exception to that. We see a double exception, in fact, up here in this first one. Ba da 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 da. So ba da 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 da. Here we've got 6 notes, all stepwise. Da 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 dee da da. What's going on with that? Well, I think the way I would understand this, why is this among the textbook's examples of good counterpoint, which brings this forward? I think the idea is that this leap isn't a leap to a destination at all. This is really kind of like one of those embellishing tones, where we leap away and we leap someplace else again. It's out of the main action. The main action is ba da 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 da, ba, and then back up to the F sharp. Ba da 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 da, dee da 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 da. So from that perspective, we've been going down and then we leap up. Ba da 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 da. This note is almost in parentheses, so to speak. So it's technically illegal compared to what they talk about in the textbook. Yes, that's one of the reasons why I give you this one freebie sort of error of that sort, not like parallel fifths or something, but one freebie error of that sort, because every once in a while, bending the rules a little bit can actually work out okay. The rules are set up to be fairly conservative, to keep you kind of in this safe area where we're pretty confident what you write is going to sound pretty decent. Every once in a while, it's okay to step out of that a little bit. You can do a little bit. That's the reason for this kind of freebie in the grading. And there's an example of it. And if you go carefully through those examples in the book, you'll find quite a few instances of these little pushes against what they talk about as being the ideal.